Hey guys, just finished watching Supergirl Season 2, Episode 8, Medusa. This episode was pretty cool since it's, part of the 4-part crossover, which I really hate that you chose to call it a 4-part crossover, because it's not a 4-part crossover. It should have been called a 3-part crossover, and this could just be a prelude to it, because I did see, some ads did say 3-part crossover, but most of them all said 4-part crossover, and I think it was mostly the ones, the channels that I was watching on, they were calling it, but the actual CW place ads were calling it a 4-part crossover, which I don't like that they're calling this a 4-part crossover, because Barry and Cisco are only in here for they only get 2 lines, and they're in here for less than 5 minutes at all. So, and yes, there was the blurps of the portals throughout the episode, but this is like a more of a prelude to it, and not even set up the thing. It's just kind of like a cliffhanger to it. It's not really it's just the thing that kind of makes you leave the main Supergirl title to the one-off collected big series thing. So it really doesn't, I don't think they should have called it a 4-part crossover. I think they should have just called it a 3-part crossover, and then this just be kind of the prelude to it. So I think definitely would have been interesting to have it. Would have been better to call it a 3-part and not a 4-part, because this is totally not 4-part. Because when I think in 4-part, I'm thinking a 4-hour long crossover event. If you were to watch it if you were to take all the episodes and put it all into one file, you would have a 4-hour episode, or 4-hour with commercials and all that stuff. So probably 4 40-minute thing, put that all together, so 40 times 4, whatever that would come out to, in almost an hour long, almost 4 hours of solid crossover, like 2 movies worth of crossover in a TV show. That's what I'm thinking of. But this is going to be more like a 3-hour long an extended movie type thing. So this is definitely not a 4-part crossover. It's more like a 3.5, not even, because it wasn't even half the episode. It was like less. It was like 3.01 or something like that of a crossover. So definitely should not have called it a 4-part crossover. But this episode on its own was pretty cool. It was cool seeing Lena Luthor and her mom and the interaction there. Although the Lena Luthor actress, I really don't like her. I didn't like her. I mean, I like the character and stuff, but I just don't like. I just find her acting is just a bit bad, and just kind of seeing right through it and stuff. And I knew that she was not turning bad when she was pretending to turn bad and stuff like that. And it was just I don't know. Maybe it was just things were a little bit predictable with her and her mom, and obviously knowing that I just knew that she was not going to just agree with her mom. So it was just no point of even doing that, because you just saw right through it. But it was really cool seeing Martian Manhunter fight Cyborg Superman. And also, I'd like to have seen a reason for Cyborg Superman and any of the other guys, like Guardian and well, I guess Guardian, since she doesn't know it's James, so maybe she doesn't want to bring him over. But at least for a reason for Cyborg Superman to not come over and help with Supergirl, to go help part of the invasion. I mean, if they had just left the Medusa virus undone at the end of this episode, and they could have been in a coma because they were right in the bar when it happened, and the Medusa virus is done with, but they're still in their coma, slowly recovering from it, that could have been a perfect reason for them to not be in the crossover. But instead, it's just like, why is Martian Manhunter not part of this? It doesn't make any sense. There's no reason why he's not part of this. The only little reason is maybe because Barry's never met him. Well, big deal, bring him anyways, It doesn't make sense. There's no even just, and also having her kind of trying to text Superman and be like, he'd be like, sorry, busy off world or something like that. That could have been one thing too. Just explanations why only Supergirl's in here, and not just be, we just know because it's budgetary issues and with the TV show. Just explain it in the story. That's what just pisses me off. But other than that, guys, this was a fun episode on its own. But just really excited to see what happens in next week's episode when the crossover officially really starts. So definitely can't wait to see how things go with that. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.